For 3 decades, Swiftclean have been the leading specialists in hygiene, fire safety, and the cleaning and upgrade of common extraction systems that serve multiple occupancy buildings. Swiftclean's corporate social responsibility plan aims to raise awareness and stimulate debate about the fire risks in residential high-rise buildings, and to guide the actions that councils and other stakeholders can take to ensure improved fire safety for residents. The High-Rise, High-Risk event, held at the Institute of Directors, was attended by senior figures with responsibility for maintaining social housing properties. It explored 4 main issues. Dr. Chris Foster of Burgoyne's delivered the first presentation. Since 1972, Chris has been continually engaged in scientific investigation of fire, explosions, and hazardous chemical incidents worldwide. Some notable incidents that he has investigated include the King's Cross underground fire and the Buncefield explosion.
Ducts should always, in our view, be properly insulated and separated from combustible material, because ducts over time will accumulate combustible material, whether it be ordinary detritus or whether it be combustible fat from cooking. And once a fire gets a hold in the ducting, of course, the amount of combustibles will determine the temperatures reached and the duration of the fire. And in the case of kitchen extract systems, this can be quite prolonged and cause fires to progress and spread very rapidly.
The second speaker was Simon Ince of Warrington Certification Limited. Simon sits on the Competence Council, which has been tasked by communities and local government to produce a national standard, identifying the competencies a professional risk assessor should possess.
90% plus of risk assessors in this country are on no register of competence at all. Not great odds if you're trying to select a fire risk assessor. And none of them said they were working to a code of conduct, a professional code, a professional and ethical code of conduct. So you can't even, pull them up on that. So it's not a healthy picture if you're trying to select a risk assessor. It's a difficult job.
Martin Hembling, a director at Swiftclean, gave the next presentation around Swiftclean's Good Practice Guide for the Fire Safety Maintenance of High-Rise Extraction Systems.
This is what we'd hope that all the housing stock would look like. They might look like that. That's how you get into it. You take the grill off, so we have to get into the actual flat to actually put the CCTV into that to see what it's like, or put our cleaning equipment into that. This is not over the top. This is quite typical. This is showing our CCTV going in the little length of ductwork that's inside these properties. And as you can see, there's a build-up of fibre, paper, skin, maybe grease if it's a bit of kitchen and bathroom extract going into one. And you can imagine that is an ignition waiting to happen, basically, isn't it? So you've got to try and prevent it. The best way of preventing it is to clean it out. If we can get to it with a CCTV, we can clean it.
The final presentation of the day was delivered by James A. Wild for Flact Woods Limited. James has over 45 years of experience in fan application and development for smoke control systems.
These natural vent systems are less than 30% reliable. Everything has to be right for them to work. And so you've got to program when you're going to light your fire, when the wind's blowing in the right direction. The BRE was a lot more positive about powered systems. Suitably designed mechanical systems, which is systems powered by fans, can provide protection to the stair that is resilient to adverse wind and building stack effects. So we wipe the problem out right away.
I was extremely impressed by all the speakers. I thought they obviously knew their areas extremely well.
In terms of what we'll take back is probably in terms of having looking at our fire risk assessments again, and looking at our fire risk assessors, and also just some interesting ideas about containing smoke, and might have a look at that as well.
It's excellent, and I think it will be a very powerful tool which we can use again, and which will ultimately benefit the type of people we're talking to.
Maybe if I'd come to this 2 years before, some of the work that we're now doing in replacing doors and that sort of thing might have been very different. We might have saved ourselves a little bit of money.
To find out more, You can watch the full presentations, which are available on our website, www.swiftclean.co.uk and www.socialhousingservices.co.uk. To obtain a free copy of the Swiftclean Guide to Good Practice, please contact us